All right, so I'm just a stupid dog, but there's a couple things I wanted to share, mostly about the man, as it's well personified or projaculated, so to speak. It's well known, in other words, that the man, he's conservative. I, on the other hand, are a little bit more moderate. It used to be, you would call somebody like me, I'm not liberal because the liberals are too wackadoocious, but I'm more moderate. You're more whatever. When you get your balls chopped off, it makes you into an egalitarian, so to speak. So, I see everybody's point. I can put myself in everybody's shoes. Plus, I searched back through my dog remembrance, back through all of recorded history almost, or at least like 400 or 500 years. And basically, man shits on man, so whatever. Somebody's got to be a little merciful. I don't know. But I want a couple things I wanted to share. It's not like I want to rat the man out, but our post, the dog post, is dedicated to truth, finding that balance, not doing any bullshit. So this latest post we did about how dogs ain't afraid of dying, it's a pretty good post, but the picture that the producer put in there, the artwork that the producer produced of the man, no. That's not what the man looks like. The man's got a big flabby belly. He's got a big spare tire, He don't look like, come on, that guy looks like Norman Rockwell's brother over here. And the thing is, it's just like the big parlor room. When the producer did the big parlor room, that's not what the big parlor room looked like. The manor house is a posh, elitist, rich man's home. Now, these days we're house poor. We don't have the money. The man doesn't really have that much money because he's, whatever. It's already been told. But anyway, but the manor house, the big parlor room, that looks like a big double wide trailer stuffed with a bunch of crap from Walmart and Target. It's not but I guess it's licensed, The artists, they can only do so much with whatever. But believe me, that's not what the manor house looks like. That's not what the big parlor room looks like at all. And that, for God's sake, is not what it's not what the man looks like. Picture somebody with like a big spare tire, a big flabby, skinnier legs, bigger belly, lint hanging out of his disgusting belly button. That guy looks like he's doing underwear commercials that the producer put in that. That was not right. But there's one other thing I want to tell you about the man. So in other words, like I was saying, the man, he's more conservative, but lo and behold, he's got this big soft spot for Big Joey B, President Joey Biden. He's got a soft spot for him because, as it's again well documented and well professed, the man suffers from oxygen deprivation injury. The man had oxygen deprivation way back when he was like 7, 8, 9 years old. His mother, she wasn't the best mother in the world. They were down at the lake, their own personal lake. A portion of the lake. They owned, real estate right down 10 feet out into the lake. The little kid, the man, he was just a little boy, was paddling around in his little thing there. He flipped upside down. If his grandfather wasn't there, if the man's dad wasn't there, whatever. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Basically, the man, he doesn't like it to get around. He's got a soft spot for Joey B, basically because the man, he's got oxygen deprivation, and he kind of feels like he wants to give Joey a break. Like when Joey collapses, Joey's walking up the steps into Air Force One, or he's just, milling around. He strides up on his bicycle, whatever. He kind of falls down. The man's always like, God, that son of a bitch, he's so robust. He's so tough. Look how he pops up for a 90-year-old. The man's like, this guy is whatever you would say. He's very resilient. And I'm looking at it saying resilient. This guy looks like a wispy, puffy little stick figure, marionette that somebody chopped the strings of and it collapsed to the ground. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The other thing about Joey that the man doesn't want to admit, Joe kind of gets bewildered sometimes. He starts walking around like he's lost. They should get one of them kids' leashes, you know what I'm saying? Get a kid's leash on him, and then wouldn't get lost in the gardens out around the White House and everything. The other thing that the man tries to give Joey B a pass on, I'm a dog, and I don't want to, come down on Joey B. I admire anybody who's that ancient and old and can still fumble muck around and get it done. I got to give him credit, but, it's funny. Like one of the funniest things I ever heard Joey say was, he said, poor kids are just as talented and bright as white kids. That one doesn't need any commentary. That's just hilarious. The other thing about Joey that I don't want to forgive, and the man seems to want to forgive, is Joey's really touchy-feely. And it's either creepy misogynism or it's just outright latent pedophilia, because he's always groping the little girls. He's always whispering to the little girls this hot, stinky old cadaver breath right on their necks. It must put them, give them nightmares. Must put them off their farina. But, that's okay. The man says it's okay that Joey's so touchy-feely and he's, whatever, because back when Joey was young in the old days, what you got to remember is people, girls got married when they were 13 years old. So for Joey, his frame of reference back to the old days, it's not so weird to be groping and hanging on the little 12-year-olds because, hell, Joey can remember some of his buddies, some of his friends. Maybe Joey even lusted after, whatever, back in the old days, 13, 14-year-old girl. She was marrying age, so to speak. In those old days, Joey can think back, remember, it's like Little House on the Prairie days. A girl gets 13, 14 years old. It's marrying time for him, so whatever. But I don't think that's right. As a dog, and I'm a little bit more forgiving and everything, I still don't think I want to forgive Joey for all that kind of weird stuff. But the man, that's the thing about the man. So basically the man, he's much more flat and fabby. He doesn't look like nothing like that. And he's got a soft spot in his heart for Joey B. Those are two things that the man doesn't want to get out, but whatever.